Aries, you guys are like giving me so much energy right now. Welcome to your reading for May 6th through the 12th. And it's really funny. I feel like you guys, because the sun is moving through your second house, ooh, you got this 5 of air. You might be like having a similar energy that came up for Capricorn as their first card too, which feels, you know, there might be parts of what you're experiencing that you have a lot of passion and energy for, but you don't really quite feel like you're getting a chance to be, the magician. So that came out to kind of back up this card. So starting out the week, the 6th is Monday, ruled by the moon. So whatever it is that you are experiencing on this day, maybe with the moon in Taurus, which is in your second house, you are at a crossroads. And that was kind of the similar energy of Capricorn, but it's different because it's like you have been doing things in one way that kind of feels limiting, and like it's kind of it's not lighting your fire in the way that is serving you. Or you can just shift into scripting. You could shift into affirming yourself. You could shift into viewing things from a perspective that empowers you. As the sun is in the 3rd decade this week. Let me just be sure of that. Ooh, where am I checking? I have like several calculators open. Let's go back. The sun at 16 degrees Taurus. So it's technically still in the 2nd decade. And I would say we know what we don't want anymore. So from what we don't want, we have to celebrate those as experiments. We have to celebrate those as opportunities to connect with people in ways that liberated us, that showed us exactly what to turn away from, and how to put the power back into our hands. So and thank you. Next, Ariana Grande is coming through. I want to know what she is. I just want to know her sign. Grande chart. Okay, so she is a Cancer sun and Libra moon. She has a lot of cardinal energy. So she is kind of giving us this structure to frame the world with, because she doesn't appear upon first glance. Let me look deeper. She has all this cardinal energy, and I think that she is a good person to kind of like, she doesn't have any Aries in her chart, to channel through. That doesn't mean things aren't in her first house. Let's see what's in her first house. Yeah, that's her 4th house. So yeah, things might have sparked over the weekend with family for my Aries. So really something that's lighting your fire. You know what you don't want anymore, but you have empowerment. You have the tools to move through the energy. And that is a young girl and boy explore a perfume counter. So we want to look at what fears were driving what came up, and how can we reframe whatever we're experiencing, this volatile energy, and come back into a sense of empowerment, self-control, passion, without getting into the more life-negating, toxic elements. And how can we stand in integrity with what energy we are working with? Because we are the magicians. We can work with this energy. We can make it malleable. We can delight in what it is that we have, that we are currently experiencing. So let's move into Mars Day, because that is actually the new moon. And we want to be sure that essentially whatever comes up, the moon, that's what it is. On Monday, the moon is going to be in Aries. So we could feel livid come Monday, but it's important that we reframe, we ground, because the moon being in Aries does, on a moon day, does lend more of an impulse. And with Mars moving through its native ruler, Aries, we belong really understanding how impactful our words are, how impactful our thoughts are, and get a lid on that. Make sure that we are taking the time to really work to not monitor. And if you see this late, you can always revisit the moment with that magician skill and, ho'oponopono, apologize, speak to the higher self of whoever you're involved with, and just know that come Mars Day, Mars is going to be at 5 degrees Aries. So we're going to get a chance to maybe plant some seeds to have more deliberate, intentionally loving energy, because Mercury is in Aries. So if you want to speak love and intention over yourself, it's a powerful time to do so, because Mars is going to be at a very communicative place with 5 degrees. So we need to protect our thoughts. King of Earth energy on Tuesday. So it's like you remember your power, you call back your energy, you cut cords with people of lower nature cords. You could still maintain the relationships if they're willing to grow with you. But at this point, if they're not willing to grow with you with the North Node in Aries, my Aries, and the South Node in Libra, it's time to really part ways, because our thoughts and our feelings attract what's coming to us. They attract our reality. And if we are the King of Earth, we see what we have and we are grateful for it. And things don't come between us and our manifestations, because we protect those things. We protect our thoughts around those things. So maybe if something has a weak foundation, like a project that you wanted to start with friends, like you don't see people meeting you on the same page, let's just let it go, because it was a fabulous sensation, a very affirming sensation, whatever has come through these connections. But if it's not coming into manifestation with the sun in your second house, it's not going to bring the value that you want, that you're calling in. And as this King of Earth, you are calling in stability that goes into the next generation and into the next generation, even if it's just that lineage, that strength, that ability to be empowered whenever people might want to kind of like grab at your power, start to kind of like put their little straw in and, suck it out and get the best of you. We don't have time for that. Boo-boo. Okay, Mercury Day. Let's look at that. So the sun will hit 18 degrees Taurus. So that is a net 9. And let's see if there's any other 9 in the chart. Neptune at 29 degrees. From a spiritual place, we're coming into an understanding of what is spiritually aligned for us and what's not. And with the sun in our second house, we're going to be able to take deliberate action with people who are not trying to drain our energy. They don't want anything from us. They just want to meet minds. They want to chill and speak about life affirming things. They can be honest with you. You can be honest with them. It's a very Pono mutual exchange. And that 22 degrees on Mercury Day is going to be like the vibes. The vibes are either making waves and beautiful ripples are coming through the creations, or that South Node is saying it's time to decide otherwise. It's time to allow for people to go their separate ways, because 22 degrees Aries, the inside degree for that is puppets coming alive at night. And at this point, we want to be on the same page with other people, because we are empowered and we know exactly what it is that we are building to manifest value in our life and to share ourselves authentically with others. So, and then I also want to keep in mind, because of this volatile energy that we start the week with, what is everyone's intention? The Sun conjunct Uranus is happening in a week from Monday. So we might feel the ground shaking from under us, but once we Gandalf, you shall not pass, get our wizard staff out and we make sure that we draw that line, we're going to be able to express our soft, beautiful warrior princess is coming up for me, but we're going to be able to express that with people who are aligned for us. And we won't have to, second guess, doubt, dread, whatever it is that we really belong leaving. We won't be encountering these kinds of emotions so close to us, so close to our heart, because we understand that we are empowered and we get to part ways, we get to draw in new encounters based on a sense of empowerment, a really deliberate sense of gratitude, and a very open-hearted sense of presence with people who are meant to be with us at that time. So let's go into, oh, I love this. Okay, so before I move on to Jupiter Day, Mercury is going to be at 22 degrees Aries. And then Uranus is going to be at 22 degrees Taurus. So it's almost like we might have some genius insights come through on this day. 22 degrees Taurus, even though this is Mercury Day, is a blindfolded woman who sees the future. So we might get some really nice insights from a conversation with someone who really, this came up for, I believe, Capricorn. So you might connect with a Capricorn, someone who is also a king of earth. They're showing that they have that mutual foundation, that mutual establishment. So it could be in business because it's in your second house. And you could come to find, I love this, you could come to find that you guys are really meeting minds and there is a collaboration in store. I just had a recognition of something that could be coming to the fore for me. So I would just say, reclaim your power. Whatever you might be transmuting energy, and you might just take the time to journal on Monday. It might just be some things come up that have been at the bottom of your barrel, and you're able to really get that barrel cleaned out for new alliances, new people coming through. So on Jupiter Day, when the sun is at 19 degrees Taurus, Jupiter will be at 26 degrees Taurus. So we do have a stellium in the second house. We're going to come to see that we're taking actions aligned with decisions, and 2024 is a big decision year. It's a Capricorn year. It's ruled by Saturn. And we are, again, knowing what's spiritually aligned for us and what's not. But then we're drawing in more rich spiritual connections because we're open and willing to receive things that meet our very exclusive high standards of our heart. Our heart as our guide has to have the highest standards because humans have driven us with this idea of like, make the best of what you got. Yes, we do. And we intend to draw in more aligned, better, brighter things that really, allow for us to feel free. I want to look at this Jupiter aspect, 26 degrees Taurus. Grotesque rocks in the sand garden. So yes, we're making the best with what we've got. However, we know that we're empowered, and we know that, for me, I had an experience of manifesting a set of sound bowls about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And, I was just grateful for the pocket-sized crystals that I had. And while, the sound bath thing, it felt like imposter syndrome, I was still really grateful for that, and then made the best of myself at that time because I wasn't the sound healer that I am today. Yes, I had nothing in me has changed. It's just I was more open to being that spiritual leader, that spiritual guide. Jupiter Day is typically lucky, and I think that, so King of Fire and Page of Fire, it's like this person who we're really meeting minds with. We're going to see some really big magic take off. Maybe we're the king in an area and that person's a page in an area, and we're meeting to really grow whatever value the beanstalk that's coming to be. Maybe this person takes you on as a mentee. They are like, yes, I am your mentor, but this is what I'm working on. I want to see if you can weave with me. So yeah, we love that. With the sun at 19 degrees Taurus, I want to look at that. A crown turns into goat horns. So there is going to be this amazing shift of transformation. Transformation Thursday, baby. Upload the picture to Instagram. You from a year ago to present day, and just side by side allow others to witness you in this splendor, in this newness, in this freshness, because we want people to see that. We want to see the crown turning into goat horns and us being like, yes, we know what's spiritually aligned for us and what's not. And not only that, but we want to decide. I love that that's Saturn and the goat horns are like Saturnian. We want to decide for this valuable future that we are attracting richly. Venus day. Venus is at 13 degrees Taurus, which matches that beautiful song intro that I just gave you guys. A treatise on imaginary creatures. I said that it's going to be a freak show. So this week might feel very, very splendid in how weird it gets because of the Venus, Uranus. They're both at a net 4. And we want to honor that. We want to honor this weird energy that is allowing for us to really laugh and to really enjoy our life, because April showers are bringing the May flowers. And we're seeing with that new moon a new pledge to our heart, a new pledge to really claim what it is that we belong with, what it is that we are opening up, like a new door, a new path. We have found the perfect door for us and we belong there, and we're honoring that and we're celebrating where we belong. Because I just had an artist talk where one of the mentors in my year-long mentorship intensive said that once you really know where you belong and you celebrate that, that's whenever you attract everything. You attract the right opportunities for you. So 7 of fire on Venus day. I love that Mars is at 7 degrees Aries. Wow. It's going to feel spiritual, just like the new moon. We're going to really feel this passion driving home what it is that we're shifting into, the role that we're shifting out of. And this is a double-headed eagle. The heads face in opposite directions. So again, there's that crossroad of really giving your power away or being empowered. And we want to be empowered. The moon's going to be in Gemini, so that feels very perfect. It's like these two twin energies within us. And I would say that they have the 30,000 foot view now. So they know what it is in our identity to really allow, and what it is that we are not into anymore. And that's fine. We're taking this all the way. The sun's going to move to 20 degrees, so we're going to have a new passion leading us, driving us ahead. Okay, let's get to Saturn day. The 11th of May, when the sun is at 21 degrees Taurus. So this is the third decan of Taurus in our second house. And Saturn is going to be at 17 degrees Pisces. So big decisions this week are coming through with the moon in Cancer. It feels like that cardinal water is really healing. So our emotions are coming to a very still depth from whatever came up from the weekend of the 4th and 5th. It's coming to a new depth, and we might even be feeling, so that 7 of fire is saying to stand up for your beliefs and choose your battles wisely. It might be time that you really just let go of what you can't control and know the difference between what's yours and what's not yours. Let's see. Mars will be at 8 degrees too. So there are several 8s in the chart. Jupiter, the moon, Mars, and Saturn all ringing at this 8 degrees. So it's like you really have to decide that you're gonna be chilling and not just fighting everyone. Because I think it detracts from our value, our sense of worthiness, our sense of value. And Saturn at that 17 degrees is a kangaroo and her baby who looks out from the mother's pouch. It's like, let's not allow for others to rain on our parade, to stomp on our garden, to come to a place that's very tender. And let's be empowered. Let's be the magician. Let's shift into this focus of what's working for us and how can we triple down. That's a term. I think I got that from Minnow Pontero, Chris Reck. Triple down on what it is, or maybe Devin Dewar, that we are bringing in. And let's let the rest go. Like, let's just be done with it, because it's going to bring about a sense of peace that feels like floating. It's going to feel very light after we decide that we're worth it and we feel all of our feelings rising up to the surface, and we decide we have that, I'm going to just look this way, and we'll let the other head look that way. I feel like there's going to be a deep release. I feel it in my throat. It's going to be a deep release, a deep activation that allows for you to really look at yourself with fresh eyes. Very valuable moment. So Sunday, the sun is going to be at 22 degrees Taurus, and that is Mother's Day. So this is a blindfolded woman who sees the future. So if you have mother wounds, if you are close with your mom, if you want to tap into some ancestral ceremony for this Mother's Day, if you want to celebrate yourself as a mother, I would say with the sun at 22 degrees, Uranus was just there, so it's going to be very quirky, and in the outer world, some things might fall apart. Some things may not work out as we plan, but it's going to leave whatever's most valuable standing. So, let it go, because it's just like diverting yourself. Maybe you give yourself the rattle, maybe you give yourself the pretty view, you drive that extra 45 minutes to take yourself to see the sunset, and do some things that honor you. Create that sacred space for yourself, because it's going to make you feel really strong with the upcoming sun conjunct Uranus. And it's going to bring about a lot of change. So you do need some time alone to get quiet and still with that inner voice. And to release your ex, as the peace dealer says. Release. The 13 is going to make it really clear on Venus Day what needs to go. And with you giving yourself the commitment energy to really just claim your worth and your value and what is standing still, it's going to shift a lot of the dynamics of power, of control. With Pluto retrograde, we're going to kind of feel a sense of like, when you maybe have seen a movie or you can envision it falling back on your bed in slow motion. It's like that level of trust when you're like at this angle. Here, it's like you start falling. When you're here, you really have to just let go. And you have to just believe that what's lighting your way is the truth that your heart is meant to be with. So my Aries, let's just hold it together. Let's not snap on too many people at the start of the week, because ultimately those things that are agitating us need to go. And those things that aren't delivering returns, they aren't paying off, let's just part ways with those things, because if anything, it's going to muddy your shoes, muddy your carpet, and you're going to have to either pay to have someone help you, or you're going to pay with your time removing those things. Have a fabulous week, Aries. Rock out. That mentor who's coming and meeting your mind is going to be someone who blows your mind. So congratulations. Let's be easy with our heart this week. Aloha.